High head coach Ben Jacobson. Go ahead with your question.
Coach, how encouraging was it to see Anthony James really come out aggressive offensively today?
Well, he's played that way in practice, Kelly, and he's played that way in the exhibition games, and really felt like he played well at Syracuse. Made some good plays and got some points on the board for us out there. And so really, he's practiced this way and he's played this way, for the most part for the better part of 3.5 weeks. And really like his aggressiveness, and I really like where his confidence is at. And his confidence should be good because he's worked so hard. He's really worked hard to improve his play, and he's playing at a high level at both ends of the floor.
Talk about blending Anthony in the system a little bit. It kind of looks. It's sometimes hard for a shooter or someone quick to, take advantage of his talents, but at the same time blend in with the cast. And since he didn't play as much last year, has that been anything of a challenge for him, or is that something he's still figuring out?
No, I think the experience last year, playing the conference tournament, playing in the NCAA tournament, those minutes were extremely valuable for him. And it wasn't. It was 10, 12 minutes in the semifinals, in the championship, in the NCAA tournament games. But the magnitude of those games, even though the minutes were down a little, the magnitude of those games, and he came in and he produced at both ends, and I think that really helped him. And he and Mark are coming off the bench, but their experiences last year have really helped them. And so there really isn't a trying to get them to fit in, or them trying to find their way. I think they both have a real comfort level with where they fit, and their job is to come in off that bench and be really aggressive.
Ben, talk about the overall team effort tonight, because it would have been so easy there several times to kind of let up on the gas pedal, so to speak, but it seemed like they were playing aggressive start to finish.
Yeah, the guys have done a good job at practice. Practice Sunday and Monday was competitive, as it's been for the better part of 3 weeks. But I really liked the competitiveness of our practices, and so we do it when we get into gameplay, and it showed tonight, and it showed on Friday at Syracuse. We were extremely competitive for the entire time. We turned it over a couple of times to start the second half. That really hurt us. Other than that, 10 possession stretch to start the second half, we were very competitive in all aspects of the game. So, I give our guys credit because that's the way in which they practice.
You have much of a gauge. You had such two extreme games a little bit, at least with the second half of Syracuse. Do you have a gauge where you're at, or will you find out more maybe Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Oh, I think Thursday in practice we'll find out again. And I say that, Andrew, because we came back Friday and had the day off on Saturday, and then had a great practice on Sunday, and told our staff something about our guys. They're interested in getting better, and it would have been easy Sunday to kind of go through the motions coming off a tough loss Friday, but Sunday may have been our best practice, and a lot to do with just their energy level, their effort all day on Sunday. So I'm anxious to see what they come back with on Thursday.
Coach, talk about some of the post play you got tonight. Chip Rank, I don't know if he really had any stats in the first half of himself, but 8 points, 9 rebounds. If he produces like that consistently, how much better does that make your team?
I think that's one of the things that we're working hard to do, is develop the depth of our team. Been very important the past 2 seasons, and I feel very good about the 11 guys that we've got dressed each night. I think that there's a role for all 11 of them, and Chip and Austin seem to gain more confidence and play better every 3-4 days. And it was, for a while it's just practices, but now we get an exhibition game or 2 exhibition games, and then we played a couple games here after that, and those 2 guys seem to play, gain confidence every time they step out there, and that's good, because that depth is going to be important.
Your team won the rebounding battle 50-23 tonight. Got 16 offensive boards against Syracuse. It's been about effort with this team.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we have control over. Certainly our effort at the defensive end of the floor and getting to places and contesting shots and then rebounding. You've got control over blocking out. You've got control over going and getting that basketball. And It's an important part of our defensive system, of course, to end the possession. But then it also starts and gives us some opportunities in transition. And that's I thought we had some of those tonight because we rebounded the ball well. And on Friday at Syracuse, because of the offensive rebounds, we had a lot of chances to get points because we really worked hard to get offensive rebounds. So, that's something we have control over, and we have to be good in that area.
What do you, I know you haven't had a chance to really look at film and all yet, but what do you kind of expect of Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Similar type of opponent, 20-win team last year. I mean, is it a good barometer for early in the season if two teams kind of strive for the same thing?
I know that they're good. I know they returned some very good players coming off a real good season, and they've added some guys. They've added transfers and some freshmen, and to a group that was already good. So they've got experience. They're a good team. They're very well coached, and it's going to be. We're going to have 2 great practices. It's going to be a real challenge. Anytime, we all know that. When you go on the road, you've got to play. You got to do a lot of things right. And in addition to being on the road, we're playing against an experienced team that's good.
Coach, I know. Just talking about the Sweet 16 banner. That's something you probably really appreciated tonight. But is it time now to really 100% move forward now from last season?
I think I can speak for all of our guys and our coaching staff when I tell you that we moved on from that quite a while ago. I think our guys worked extremely hard this summer and this fall to get ready to see how good we can get this year. Get as good as we possibly can this year. So I think as a team and as a coaching staff, we moved on from that, a while ago. It was really kind of fun for me anyway. I can't speak for all of our guys and the rest of my staff, but for me it was fun to have that happen tonight and to have 4 or 5 minutes to think about our team last year and think about the accomplishments of last year, and because I hadn't thought about it for a while. So I enjoyed that, and well-deserved for our team, but as important and maybe more important, extremely well-deserved for our fans, our university, the Cedar Valley, to have it in the McLeod Center. It's very well-deserved.
Coach, you like to have a consistent starting lineup. It's been the story over the years here. A guy like Anthony James playing as he is that something that's open for competition? Is that something that's used as motivation as he continues to get better?
The starting lineup is something that I rarely talk about with our players. I don't know the last time I talked to them about it. I'm not just speaking this year. Going back, I just don't talk about it very often because to me who starts isn't that important. The quality of our depth is what's important to me and to my staff. So I rarely talk about it. We're obviously you got to have 5 guys out there to start the game, and they call it a starting lineup. I just don't talk about it very much. We have to work hard to have quality depth, to have 10, 11 guys that are confident and playing well. And what AJ has done is provided a real lift coming off that bench. That's an important part of quality depth. And our AJ and Mark, with their experience, are they good enough to start for our team? Yes, they are. They both are. They're both good players. They can both start for our team right now as we stand. But big picture, I just don't talk about the starting lineup. I don't talk about it very often, hardly ever, with our guys. And I'm more wrapped up in quality depth. I want the 11 guys in uniform need to be confident, and they need to go in and play well, whether they start or come off the bench. It's all about quality depth.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Anthony James is coming.